Now on Nightside, an Idaho school board has voted to segregate student bathrooms by biological sex, regardless of gender identity. What that means for students.
It's a weather alert day for Thursday. The extreme heat continues, but firefighters are also preparing for the winds to pick up, creating critical fire weather conditions in your first alert forecast.
And the Cheney building a new elementary school in Airway Heights. You're watching 4 News Now on Nightside. And thanks for staying up with us for Nightside. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. The body of a woman was found in the middle of the road in downtown Spokane tonight. Police are still investigating her cause and manner of death, but they say they do not think anything criminal took place. Should be referred to and treated as their biological sex, regardless of their gender identity. That is what school officials in Priest River, Idaho decided tonight. The board passed a policy stating in part, maintaining appropriate sex-based distinctions in school restrooms and sports is essential to ensuring equal opportunities for all students, protecting student safety, and providing a safe learning environment. This policy means that bathrooms, locker rooms, and overnight stays will be segregated by biological sex. All school staff must refer to a student by their biological sex unless an agreement is made in writing between the administration and the school's student guardian. And girls won't be able to participate in male sports programs without the same sort of written agreement. The policy mentions reasonable accommodations for students who do not feel comfortable using the restroom of their biological sex, but does not say what those accommodations would be. Tensions were high in the room during this decision, but one community member reminded everyone attending to be respectful of one another for the sake of Priest River students.
There's a lot of tension, and I just want to remind the whole community that just treat people kindly and respectfully. You know, I mean, you know, love your enemies, do good to those that hate you. I mean, take a little step back, everyone, just and remember that. I think everyone could use a little bit of a reminder of that. The kids don't need to go into the school year with a negative connotation.
The board passed the policy with 5 votes. The Cheney School District is considering a bond that would pay for a new elementary school in Airway Heights. The school board is still in its early stages. Aranya Kaur has the details.
Kirsten, the bond, if approved, would be on the February ballot. The school board still has a lot to consider until then. The school board received a recommendation from a committee of volunteers to come up with a bond. That committee recommended a $68 million bond to pay for an elementary school in Airway Heights, renovate schools in the district, and buy land for future schools. Tonight, the board heard what it could look like to finance it and the potential cost to homeowners if it passes.
Now your tax rate in 2023 is $1.31. That's in a direct response to the property value growth in your community. Just because assessed valuation increases doesn't mean the school board can ask for more.
If the school board goes by the recommendation and approves a $68 million bond, it would add 53 cents per $1,000 to the school bond. For an average home value of $425,000, it would be $18.77 a month. Again, the school board still has a lot to consider. The school board plans to make the final decision in November. We'll be following this story and bringing you the latest updates on 4 News Now and on our website at kxly.com. Kirsten?
Rania, thank you. Well, 4 weather alert days in a row. High fire danger on Thursday and Friday, as well as excessive heat today. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker is here to tell us what we can expect.
Well, tomorrow is going to be a critical time for firefighters, and that will actually continue into Friday with gusty winds. That is why our weather alert day has now been expanded to include Friday because of that critical fire danger across the entire inland Northwest. We also have the heat. An excessive heat warning does continue through Thursday for the area shaded in pink on your screen. The area in orange is a heat advisory. One little thing that may cause our temperatures to be cooler is that oncoming wildfire smoke. As that filters our sunlight, that does keep our temperatures a little bit cooler, but if we clear out enough, we'll be right back up in the triple digits. Meanwhile, a fire weather warning is also in effect for Thursday and Friday. The hot dry weather, now gusty winds coming in the second part of the day on Thursday and continuing right into Friday. That is the last thing firefighters need on the existing fires, and any new fire starts could be disastrous. Our air quality right now has been suffering right around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. We're in the moderate region, but a lot of the inland Northwest is either in the unhealthy for sensitive groups range or the unhealthy range, particularly through the Okanagan area, as wildfires burning in the northern Cascades and just north of the Canadian border are producing a tremendous amount of smoke. A lot of weather hazards for the next couple of days in your Thursday planner. Again, I've adjusted that temperature down to count on that wildfire smoke to keep things a little bit cooler, but still a high of 97 with the winds picking up in the afternoon. I'll be back to let you know how long this hot, windy weather is going to last in your 7-day forecast. Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. And speaking of our fire watch coverage tonight in Newport, a Pend Oreille fire chief tells us crews held a fire at less than 1 acre this afternoon. That was at an RV park. People who live in the area reported their power being cut until the fire danger was over. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Well, this is the woman accused of intentionally starting 3 large fires in the West Hills who made her first court appearance in Spokane today. Vicki Smith is charged with 3 counts of first-degree arson. Smith also told investigators that she started multiple fires in the Dishman Hills area, which SPD is still investigating. She's also accused of leaving graffiti around Spokane, writing, quote, "Burn Spokane down." Smith, who is homeless, said she started the fires in order to get housing. She said she was upset with housing in Spokane and started these fires hoping it would compel city officials to provide more housing. Her bond is set at $75,000. Well, excessive heat and temperatures that are high are not just dangerous for humans and animals. Triple-digit weather could also damage your car, which can take a chunk out of your wallet. Local mechanic Austin Adair says heat is a major factor that causes premature maintenance issues. Adair says make sure your cooling system is properly working.
If we notice that this is lower during one service, we know we need to inspect the cooling system for a leak.
Check to see if there are no leaks near your car's engine or the radiator. Adair says the extreme heat can cause tire blowouts, which could also affect your safety on the freeway. He suggests parking in shaded areas and minimizing sun exposure. And if you do notice your car operates differently when it's parked outside for too long, that's a red flag.
Well, time for a look at First Sports. I'm Julian Minnesone. The Big 12 club is at capacity. According to ESPN, the Big 12 will not add Gonzaga to the conference. The Bulldogs have been rumored to be a possible target for the Big 12 for months. Those talks have stopped, with the Big 12 adding the Pac-12 schools such as Arizona, Arizona State, Utah, and Colorado. A conference realignment indeed has changed sports forever. And I have some thoughts on the state of college athletics. You can catch my special report, The Mess Out West, at 6 o'clock on Friday, right here on 4 News Now. But for now, live in the studio, Julian Minnesone, 4 News Now Sports.
Thank you, Julian. Tonight, a standoff took place just south of Northtown Mall. Police say a man made threats to his wife and then barricaded himself inside. When police were called, he was taken into custody and charged with felony harassment and threats to kill. Then another standoff took place in downtown Spokane near East 2nd and Cowley Street. Hostage negotiators and a SWAT team worked to remove a barricaded suspect. He was arrested for kidnapping, rape, robbery, and assault. Well, the man accused of killing Xana Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Gonsalves will be back in court on Friday. Brian Koberger is accused of stabbing those students in their off-campus home near the University of Idaho. The hearing is to address evidence that the prosecution says it has against Koberger, challenging the genetic genealogy detectives used to link Koberger to the crime scene. But prosecutors have said they don't plan to use that at trial. The hearing could also address Koberger's request to stop the trial from happening altogether. His defense team claims the grand jury process used to indict Koberger was not fair. Amber Alerts and missing persons reports are part of our newscasts far too often. Nationally, more than 1,000 kids have been saved because of notification systems like Amber Alerts. But what are parents in the Inland Northwest doing to prevent their kids and vulnerable family members from disappearing?
He does have dog tags on that I make him wear that has his name, but I don't have anything at home.
It's a situation no parent or caregiver wants to be in, but what would you do if someone you love was missing? Wandering kids, vulnerable adults, and family members with disabilities are all at risk in a story every family needs to see. I'll show you one of the most important local programs you've probably never heard of and how it could make all the difference if your child was missing. That is tomorrow on 4 News Now at 6. Why Dolly Parton is in Washington this week and what she says has been her favorite part of the trip. That's still ahead on Nightside.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Global Credit Union.
Pop the champagne, humanity. We've done it.
Celebrate your night with big winners, shocking thrills, and living legends.
No, I've always thought of you as Dave Jr.
Every hair on my body is standing up right now.
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
Are you ready to unleash the power of productivity? Get ready for the ultimate workhorse, the Kubota BX Series tractors at Adams Tractor. With a powerful engine, versatile attachments, and compact size, these tractors can tackle any job with ease. For a limited time, Adams Tractor is offering a special deal. 0 down, 0% APR financing for up to 84 months. Don't miss out on this amazing offer. Visit Adams Tractor today and unleash the power of the Kubota BX Series tractors. We have loads of tractors in stock. Get yours now.
What's good about River Ridge Hardware and how we stand out as a neighborhood hardware store, when a customer comes in, it's our opportunity to help them with whatever project they're doing, whether it's painting or building something new. We truly want to help you. What makes Peter's Hardware Store stand out in the neighborhood is it is eclectic type hardware store since 1934. And yes, we're the oldest working hardware store in Spokane. It's really a fun place to visit.
Save thousands on the new Revolutionary Swim Spa at a one-time sale. Friday through Sunday. Spokane County Fair and Expo Center. Exercise with low impact. Swim the entire year and stay in shape. Teach your kids to swim. Unwind and save thousands. Avoid the expense and maintenance involved with a pool. Swim, exercise, and relax in your new aquatic exercise swim spa. Installation and 1 day only. New 2023 inventory. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Spokane County Fair and Expo Center. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
When occasional heartburn won't let you sleep, get fast relief with new Tums Plus Heartburn Plus Sleep Support. Love food back and fall asleep faster.
4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic.
We tied our record high today in Spokane, 101 degrees. That dates back to 2020, not exactly a long-standing record. Looks like we may stay out of the triple digits tomorrow, but it is going to be a hot Thursday with areas of smoke from wildfires, primarily the Northern Cascades and British Columbia. We have critical fire weather conditions, especially as we get into the afternoon, and that will continue through Friday. Cooler weather ahead for the weekend. This is from the Storm Prediction Center, the Thursday fire weather. We are in this area shaded in salmon on your screen, indicating the critical fire weather conditions. The area shaded in tan, elevated fire weather, but around the entire inland Northwest, fire is going to be a challenge. Here's our forecast wind gusts. We'll start the day off fairly calm, but then by the time we're into the evening, we're looking at 20 to 30 mile per hour winds in much of the Columbia Basin, 18 to 25 mile per hour winds around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. And it really doesn't calm down much as we get into the overnight, and those winds will actually pick up a little bit on Friday. So So it's going to be a sustained period of gusty winds that firefighters are going to have to be contending with right on through Friday evening. Those winds may disperse some of the smoke, however. Our smoke forecast starting off at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning shows that we'll see the smoke increasing as the winds shift, but then that smoke will be dispersed in the westerly winds. So it's a bit of a mixed blessing. Overnight lows tonight will be in the 70s in some locations. 60s will be common elsewhere. Highs tomorrow in the 90s and triple digits. Again, these numbers are counting on some wildfire smoke to filter the sunshine. Otherwise, we'll be right back up in the 100-degree range. 90s for the most part around the Spokane area otherwise. Your 7-day forecast, back-to-back weather alert days after 2 weather alert days because of the fire danger and the high heat on Thursday. Cooler weather for the weekend. I tell you, as we get closer to Sunday and Monday, our hopes of any precipitation seem to be drying up, but there is still a chance. Fingers crossed that that does materialize. I'll be back with some Wildlife Wednesday photos. Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. Well, it can be a struggle to find childcare in our community, but Spokane families have more options this year. Community-minded Enterprises is providing 75 new preschool spots. They are already filling up quickly. The organization is preparing to welcome children in a few weeks, and it's just expanded to 2 more locations in Peaceful Valley and Lower South Hill. The Early Childhood Education and Assistance Program is funded by the state and free for some families. This program focuses on conscious discipline, so children are learning how to regulate their social and emotional skills. This year, there will be 3 teachers to every classroom instead of the 2-to-10 ratio. And the recent expansion opens spots for 36 more kids.
That really will help parents that are, just coming out of some financial hardships for COVID, that are coming out of all of those hardships that happened during the pandemic. The children that were born then are of age to come to us. So that will kind of help the parents to be able to find more resources in the community and get started again.
Well, if your child has a disability, they automatically qualify for the program. Parents can also qualify based on family size and income. The program starts August 28th and will run Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. You can visit our website, kxly.com, to see if you qualify. New on Nightside.
Back through the years, I go wandering once again. Back to the
Country music legend Dolly Parton was in Washington today celebrating her Imagination Library program, which provides free books to kids.
From the time they're born, they get a book once a month, and it goes to their house with their little name on it. So they're going to get somebody to teach them how to read.
Washington was the 11th state to join Imagination Library, and Dolly Parton first started it in Tennessee with her father in 1995. Since then, it's given children more than 200 million books, and she says her favorite part of the trip is seeing Mount Rainier from the air.
Yeah, I was so excited when I saw that because we just had the perfect view from the plane. We were like little kids, like on a tourist trip or something. It was like, hey, look, everybody come look. We were all running to the side.
Well, one Spokane donation event for survivors of the wildfires happening on Maui is now being called off because so many donations have been pouring in. They had to shut it down early. It's not a bad problem to have. Veda Lux Boutique on South Perry was collecting items like blankets and non-perishable food, baby formula, and toiletries. Well, all those donations are going to be flown to Maui by an Alaska Airlines rescue flight. And on Maui, search teams with cadaver dogs are pushing deeper into the burn zones. Identifying people who were killed in the wildfires is going to be a difficult task and likely take weeks.
Just have to work through it. If we don't do our job, then the families can't get any closure.
Some survivors say the government's response is still lacking, and in many cases, it's the locals who are helping one another. People are back in their homes in Athol, Idaho after the Sarah Loop fire prompted level 3 evacuations there Tuesday afternoon. The fire is completely contained and burned 20 acres just outside of Athol. Thankfully, no homes were lost. Air and ground crews were deployed to drop water and retardant on the Sarah Loop fire, it was called. Timberlake fire crews say they were able to reach the fire quickly because many resources were already nearby fighting the Ridge Creek fire.
Because especially with the structure protection and then also working around to getting a perimeter around the fire for better terms, containment was massive, and then also being able to have that amount of air resources available to them.
Crews say at some points the fire came within 20 feet of homes, but proper fire mitigation steps like clearing debris and cutting trees played a huge role in making sure the flames didn't jump to the homes. Well, doctors are trying to figure out how to successfully transplant animal organs into human bodies, and today a breakthrough brought them one step closer to reaching that goal. That's next on Nightside.
Later tonight on Nightline, devastation and desperation on Maui, 1 week after the wildfires tore through the island, as frustration mounts over what's next. Plus, on the ground at the Iowa State Fair, as the Republican field tries to play catch-up with Donald Trump.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
This is your summer to smile, to raise your glass and reconnect, to reel in the fun and serve up great times. To help you get ready, your Aspen Dental team is celebrating 25 years of affordable care with an epic Summer of Smiles event. Right now, new patients without insurance get a free full exam and x-rays. Plus, everyone can get 20% off their treatment plan. But hurry, because while these summer savings won't last, the memories you make together will. Aspen Dental. Book today.
Connect with a friend. Connect with a muse. Connect with nature. Connect with summer and find what it holds for you in the off-road ready Mazda CX-50. Uncover what lies ahead during Mazda's Season of Discovery sales event.
Discover nature's most unique adventures in a Mazda CX-50. Available for immediate delivery at Foothills Mazda or shop now at SpokaneMazda.com.
Be advised, this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to save 40 to 80% on a hot tub and swim spa. Friday through Sunday. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2023 inventory. Spokane County Fair and Expo Center. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. See the revolutionary swim spa. You can exercise, swim, and relax without the expense and maintenance of a pool. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. 18-month interest-free financing. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Spokane County Fair and Expo Center. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
Donating your vehicle to UGM Motors is easy.
When you drop off a vehicle, you have to sign a paper of, I donated this vehicle, and that was the hardest part. And I didn't have to fill it out. They filled it out for me and had me sign it.
Your car, truck, RV, or motorcycle will provide food, shelter, job training, and recovery services at Union Gospel Mission.
I think it's a great service to the community.
Call 509-327-HELP to schedule a free pickup today.
Beat the heat. Always water before 10 a.m. or after 6 p.m.
New on Nightside, researchers around the country are racing to figure out how to use animal organs to save human lives. And today, the University of Alabama hit an important milestone in that race. A pair of pig kidneys successfully worked inside of a brain-dead human body for 7 days. Dr. Jamie Locke explains how the transplant surgery worked.
Native kidneys were removed, and then we transplanted the genetically edited pig kidneys into the human decedent, and we were able to demonstrate what we would call life-sustaining renal function.
Attempts at animal-to-human transplants have failed for decades because human immune systems instantly attacked the foreign tissue. But the difference this time is that the kidneys used were from genetically modified pigs that were altered to better match a human body. The goal is to help ease the shortage for donated organs. More than 100,000 people in America are on a wait list to receive an organ transplant, and thousands die every year, still waiting.
Wildlife Wednesday time, and we're going to start off with some feisty hummingbirds at Dora Z. Davis's place. Now, it doesn't look especially fierce because they're tiny, but they can be fighters, especially this time of year, because they are protecting their food source and they know that it's about time to head south. Unfortunately, it's hard to believe, especially on a hot day like this, where Shannon Verity found a bull elk looking for a little shade or some cool leaves to eat. Beautiful down by Tico. Courtney Litwin spotted this gorgeous northern harrier on a blue sky day. Such incredible color on that. I love that shot. Thank you, Courtney. Dave found this fox out on his Valley Ford property. Looks like he's very interested in what Dave is up to. And finally, another critter trying to keep cool. Kimberly spotted this cow moose in the Coeur d'Alene River near Harrison, munching on some lily pads and wading belly deep in the cool water. Again, just trying to stay cool in this very hot weather.
Aren't we all? We're all working on it.
They have the right idea.
I saw some hummingbirds. I know you started with hummingbirds, but I saw them at Barn and Blossom.
Oh, yes.
And they were also kind of near the mist, and I was thinking, I wonder if they're trying to stay cool too.
They will absolutely play in the sprinkler, and yes, they know what to do.
So smart. We can just look to the wildlife. Thank you, Chris. Well, O'Reilly Auto Parts is being sued by the state of Washington for discrimination and retaliation against their pregnant employees. The lawsuit claims the company unlawfully refused reasonable workplace accommodations. That includes things like not lifting heavy objects or handling hazardous materials. O'Reilly's allegedly also refused workers breaks to rest, use the bathroom, or pump breast milk for their newborns. The state's attorney general releasing a statement reading in part, pregnant Washingtonians should not have to choose between healthy, safe pregnancies and their livelihoods. Washington State football held a rare night practice this evening. The reason for the change coming up in sports.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by River Ridge and Peters Hardware.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Boom. $100,000 pyramid is back, and this season is going to be big.
You put this in your ear to clean it out? Pass.
I would have guessed harpoon.
I just wet my plant.
I'm just glad they chose that, Michael.
Big money, big celebrities, and a big new season.
I got that.
You know what you got?
You got it wrong.
Of the $100,000 pyramid.
Send them back to school looking and seeing their best. Get premium eyewear and A+ patient care from the experienced team at Shopko Optical. Cross off eye exams on your back-to-school checklist. Schedule their comprehensive exam today.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on the next task. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
August 30th through September 4th, the 42nd Annual Pig Out in the Park returns to Riverfront Park in Spokane, Washington. Free admission, 64 food booths, 275 menu items, 4 adult beverage gardens, 107 free concerts on 4 stages. Headliners include Too Slim and the Tail Draggers, Samantha Fish featuring Jesse Dalton, Digital Underground, and BCDC's AC/DC Tribute. For a complete list of food booths and bands, go to pigoutinthepark.com. August 30th through September 4th, it's the 42nd Annual Pig Out in the Park. You'll never eat it all.
Start your day with Good Morning Northwest and Good Morning America.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Shopko Optical welcomes more insurance plans than ever. Call to book an exam and verify coverage.
Well, it's still Pac-12 After Dark.
for now. Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Minnesone. Washington State football held a rare night practice this evening, and the Cougars are trying to improve in those after-dark games for the upcoming season. Washington State had 1 win and 3 losses in night games last season. All of those losses were against top 25 teams, Oregon State, Utah, and Washington. Now, it's difficult to sit around all day and then have to get up for a late game, but that's exactly what the team wanted to practice tonight.
To see the energy that we had tonight, it really felt like a game night. And to see the young men, how they came out from, you know, we did our walkthrough this morning from 11 to 12 and had our unit meetings at 10, and they lifted this morning too. And then to see the focus from the team meeting to the position meetings to the field was just the maturity of it. And so when you say breaking it up, I think it was really important.
A Saturday scrimmage will also be at night for the Cougars. And with the Pac-12 in shambles, Washington State is still searching for a new conference home. Conference realignment has changed sports forever, especially here on the West Coast. And I have some thoughts on the state of college athletics and where we go from here. You can catch my special report, The Mess Out West, at 6 o'clock on Friday night, right here on 4 News Now. Gonzaga big man Caden Perry will be stepping away from college basketball. Perry underwent surgery for herniated discs before arriving at Gonzaga in 2021. Perry said in a social media post that issues stemming from the same injury are forcing him to leave the team. Perry posted this goodbye to Gonzaga fans on his Instagram account. Part of it says, "I don't know how to properly say thanks for all of the love and support I've gotten from all of you, even though I've had plenty of bumps in the road trying to get back on the court. You always made me feel welcome." And the Seattle Mariners trying to recapture some of that magic from last season. The team seemed all but lost a few weeks ago, and now they're in the middle of a playoff hunt. Seattle entered the night just 2 games out of that final wild card spot in the American League. Mariners taking on the Kansas City Royals, and Cal Raleigh, that's a pretty good start for him. Seattle takes a 3-0 lead off the Raleigh home run, but Kansas City fought back. Seattle leads by 1. Bases loaded for the Royals. The Mariners turn a huge double play, but a run still scores. We're tied at 4. To the 8th, bases loaded for Seattle. Teoscar Hernandez had 5 hits last night, and he comes up big again tonight. A sac fly. Dylan Moore comes flying in from home. He scores. Seattle takes the lead, and they ultimately keep it and get the victory. 6-5 is the final. Now, with the Toronto Blue Jays losing tonight, the Mariners are now just 1 game out of the final playoff spot in the American League. So we'll keep close tabs on that. That'll wrap us up for sports. We'll be right back.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
At Kaiser Permanente, we care for all those who make your family, well, your family. That's why all of us work together to give them the care and caring that any family would. Kaiser Permanente, for all that is you.
Be advised, this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to save 40 to 80% on a hot tub and swim spa Friday through Sunday. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2023 inventory. Spokane County Fair and Expo Center. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. See the revolutionary swim spa. You can exercise, swim, and relax without the expense and maintenance of a pool. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. 18-month interest-free financing. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Spokane County Fair and Expo Center. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
Arby's Hush Puppy breaded fish strips and fries. The best combo made in the South since you and all became y'all. Arby's, we have the meat.
Wow, what a great vacation.
Yeah, no kidding. The new hotel, the casino, Maslow's Steakhouse.
Don't forget the triple head shower.
Trust me, I haven't. I feel a million miles away.
You're not.
I understand that.
I just ran home and fed the dog.
Don't ruin this for me.
The largest casino resort in the Pacific Northwest is right in your backyard thanks to our brand new River Tower Hotel in Northern Quest.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Weather alert days both Thursday and Friday. The heat and the fire danger Thursday. The fire danger also on Friday. Gusty winds. Our firefighters working hard to keep that under control.
And like you said earlier, Chris, it's cumulative. So as we've continued through the week, it's going to feel even hotter.
Yes, take it easy on yourself. If you're not feeling well, that's normal.
Yeah, just enjoy the AC.
Oh, yeah.